blows my mind every single day. Some people have known their great-grandparents. My great-grandparents were born in the 1800s.
Okay, so maybe you didn't know your great-grandparents because they weren't alive, but were your great-grandparents alive and nobody told you? This actually happened to me and my sister. I realized there's going to be a lot of similarities and coincidences with a popular television show where this was a storyline. This actually happened. I was very blessed that I knew all four of my grandparents, and most of them were alive until my 20s and 30s. Only recently the final one passed away. But I never met any of my great-grandparents. I knew that two of them died in the late 80s or early 90s when I was really young. And then one of my great-grandparents, I spoke to her on her 100th birthday, and she passed away just a few months later of natural causes. Just went to sleep one night. However, when I was in my 20s, I was chilling at home, and all of a sudden I get a call from my cousin. Now, mind you, by this time, I thought all of our great-grandparents were dead. So my cousin calls me and she says, "Ashley, are you sitting down?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" She says, "Great-Grammy died." First thing I did was I called my sister. And I said, "Hey, did our cousin call you?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "So you heard the news?" She says, "Yeah." And there's this brief pause where we're both thinking the same thing. And then I say, "Didn't she die like a long time ago?" And my sister's like, "Yes, I thought the same thing." So then we call our dad, who this would have been his mom's mom, I believe, or his dad's mom. I think it was his mom's mom. And we're like, "Hey, Dad, great-Grammy died." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, I heard." And we're like, "Funny thing, we thought she died like 15 years ago." And he's like, "No, she just died." And we're like, "Why didn't you tell us?" And what's even funnier is that I used to live in the state like 2 hours away from where she was. And I was like, "Hey, Dad, that place that I used to live, we could have gone and visited her. I didn't know she was alive." And I don't remember exactly what he said, but he basically said something like, "I wouldn't have wanted to meet her." So then I asked him, "Is there anyone else that is alive that we don't know about? So that's not a big surprise when someone calls and tells us they died?" Which then he tells me, "Oh, do you know you have an uncle who lives in Florida?" And I'm like, "No." He proceeds to tell me you wouldn't want to meet him either. So yeah, if there are people in your family that are alive, tell your siblings, your children, your grandchildren, whatever, so that it's not weird when they die and we thought they were already dead.